We will shortly be arriving at Inverness.
Hi, David. Did you arrive safely? Great. I hope you're having fun. Well, as much fun as you can have at a conference. Oh, nothing much. Just watching TV. What gives you that impression? Just wait and see. You might be misreading things. I love you too. Bye.
Sam!
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great to finally do this.
You've changed a lot.
Crazy how 8 years can do that. Thanks for arranging this.
It's not quite the same over the phone, is it?
No.
How was the journey?
Longer than expected.
What happened?
Problems with the AI driving the train.
If you had a decent phone, you could have checked that before you left.
I didn't really mind. I quite like a train journey.
You can come down south next time, then. Shall we get going?
Yeah, great.
I checked in this morning. It's great. There's a lovely view of the whole city, and it's right by the River Ness.
Don't you want to walk?
Walk?
Is it too far?
Probably. I guess it'd take an hour or so.
This way we can see the city.
We can do that once you drop your suitcase off.
The weather's nice. Let's take advantage of it.
Sure. It is nice to spend some time outdoors, away from the office.
Don't you enjoy working?
I'm just the only woman in the office. Where's David this weekend?
Conference in Naples.
I thought he works at your school.
He's the head teacher.
So, what's he doing at a conference in Italy?
The school's run by a conglomerate in Naples. All head teachers have to attend a conference there.
Things have changed a lot since we were at school.
It's very corporate. There's all these targets you have to meet.
Some things never change. Did you meet him through the school?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't head teacher at the time. He was just an ordinary teacher, like me.
Right.
But he was handsome, so...
Was?
Yeah, this was before his accident. Half his face is now metallic.
Gross.
Not exactly a turn-on.
You have to feel bad for him.
People do. I think that's how he got the head teacher job, to be honest with you.
Have you heard from him?
He sounds worried.
About the conference?
He just said he's getting a bad vibe. He's not expecting good news.
Oh dear. Does he get anxious like you do?
Not really.
I meant to ask if you were all right on the train.
Of course.
Because having a train delay can be anxiety-inducing even more...
It was fine. It was always going to be fine.
Okay.
The anxiety attacks, they're not a big deal, okay?
The one you had before you left London.
You don't need to worry about them. You'll know if one happens.
I'm just saying. It seems like every time you message me, you're having one.
That's because you're my first point of call.
Am I?
David's not much help.
Glad I can be, then. Do you remember when we first met?
You were looking for volunteers for your masters.
Doctorate.
You made me a smartwatch.
I had to design one specifically for each volunteer's future career.
Not the traditional way of meeting someone new.
I came across one of them the other day. It was yours. You'd left it behind.
In your flat?
Yeah. I remember putting way more work into yours, because I thought you were cute. I chose colours I thought matched your hair.
Back when I dyed it. You'll have to send me a photo.
No need. I brought it to the cottage.
Where should I put my suitcase?
The bedroom's up there.
Oh, stairs. Been a while since I had to carry anything upstairs.
I'll get it for you.
David's leg isn't really suited to stairs.
Do you live in a bungalow?
Could be something for you to work on.
Not really my job.
Your company made his leg.
Yeah, but if he controls the leg, that's just dynamics. The leg doesn't think for itself.
So what exactly is it you do? I never really worked it out.
I'm part of a team that develops new models for artificial intelligence. Which reminds me, here's the smartwatch.
Oh, wow. Memories.
I actually put our newest AI on that smartwatch. Aren't you going to put it on?
Don't you need it?
It's not the source model. It's just a copy.
So your job's coding?
If we want to build an AI that can drive a car, sure. But this isn't the 2020s. Most AI these days is modelled on the human brain. So it can actually think and form opinions, in just the way a human brain can. It can potentially do anything you train it to, and my job is to do that training.
And are you making a lot of money from this?
I can afford for us to have this weekend, can't I?
Yeah. Thanks.
100% worth it. To finally see you face to face again.
Definitely. I've really missed you.
Really?
Of course.
Because it seemed like you were delaying it.
What do you mean?
I kept trying to arrange a meet-up. Amsterdam, Edinburgh, Cornwall. You kept saying no.
Because I couldn't have David suspecting anything.
Then you were late getting here.
Because of the train.
Then you didn't want to take a taxi here.
That's not why I didn't want to take a taxi. I've never taken a self-driven car.
How?
It was David's accident.
There's a first time for everything.
It was only a few weeks after we got married. We didn't even get our honeymoon. And it was before there were widespread self-driving cars. They were just starting up. Back when you could still get taxis driven by humans.
Was his accident with a self-driving car?
He was just walking along the pavement when these kids ran in front of this car that was on autopilot.
Did it hit them?
Supposedly, the AI analysed the situation and found it had 3 options. Either run over the kids, swerve into a wall, or run into David.
And it decided...
To run into David.
Makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Sounds like the only option where no one died.
He could have died.
So what would you have done? Run over the kids?
No, run into the wall.
No. The AI has to protect its passenger. People won't buy a self-driven car if they know there's a chance it might kill them.
She took a risk in taking one. He didn't take any risks by walking down the street.
There's always a risk every time you leave your house.
He was 28. She was 92.
That doesn't mean she deserved to die.
She died from the shock anyway. Heart attack. And I effectively lost my husband too. He wasn't the same after that. I decided to never take a self-driven car from that day on.
Is that why you won't wear your smartwatch too? It's strange. You were so eager to test something you won't use now.
Times were different back then. I didn't know what I know now.
I know. Just imagine how different things could have been if you'd stayed in London.
Sorry, I should get this.
Is it David?
Yeah.
Again? He just called you like an hour ago.
I know, but the conference. Hey, how's it? Oh, really? That's not good. Is there any word on who? Right. Well, keep me posted. Love you too. Bye.
It's just annoying that you're meant to be here with me.
Some of the staff at school are being replaced by robots.
You mean like teaching AI?
Exactly.
Are you?
They haven't said who yet.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Probably because they won't have to pay them.
It's actually cheaper to employ a low-skilled human than maintain a functioning android right now.
Low-skilled?
You know what I mean. Listen, I know this is a difficult time for you, but this is meant to be our weekend away together.
I know.
Do you think when we go out walking tomorrow, you could leave your phone behind?
But I could be losing my job.
You probably won't, though. Surely.
I've got no idea.
I won't take mine.
I'd feel more comfortable with my phone on me.
Look, even if you do lose your job, will finding out then and there really make that much of a difference from finding out once you get back here?
What if I get a call from David?
Fine.
I'm sorry, I can't have him suspecting anything.
Did he mention which company's making the androids?
No.
If you're going to speak to him, would you mind asking?
I don't know how I'd slip that into conversation.
For me, though.
Why do you want to know?
Because it might be us.
And?
It would just be very good for me. Economically.
Hooray for you, then.
Please, if you're going to take your phone.
Will finding out here really make that much difference from finding out when you go back to work Monday?
I'd just really like to know.
I'll see what I can do.
I obviously liked you.
It's not that I didn't want to.
It was the same this time too.
I was just too scared.
Do you think back to your time in London much?
I try not to.
You never thought about me?
Of course I thought about you.
It's weird. We never did any of the touristy things together.
We were both busy.
I still haven't gone on the London Eye or seen a West End musical.
You've still got time.
You should come down. We could see one together.
So I spoke with David.
Did you ask?
Yeah, I asked him.
And?
It's your company, yeah.
Amazing.
I might be losing my job.
But you would be either way. What does it matter whether it's my company or not?
I'm possibly being replaced by an android, and you're here celebrating it.
I'm not celebrating that. I'm celebrating that it's more money for us.
Not for me, it's not.
I'm happy to buy you anything you want.
You were right about the cost. It's not to do with that.
Then why is it?
There's been pressure from the parents.
They want their kids to be taught by AI.
At one of their other schools, one of the teachers was caught looking at child pornography.
Oh, then that's understandable.
Nothing happened.
But who knows what could have happened later? AI are guaranteed not to be paedophiles.
How? Didn't you say they're modelled on the human brain anyway?
But we can control things like that. We don't even simulate the part of the brain that gets aroused.
Could you?
If we needed to. They are in prostitution.
Robot prostitutes.
One of the first uses for them.
How tacky.
Let me stop and take a photo.
I thought you weren't bringing your phone with you.
That was only if you weren't bringing yours. I want a photo of this path. It stretches right the way across Scotland. So if we spent a whole week up here, we could walk to Fort William.
Seems a bit much.
Lots of people do it. Maybe we could, next time?
Maybe.
When do you think that would be?
Can't we just enjoy this moment?
I like to plan ahead.
Not sure. Depends when David's going to be away.
We wouldn't have to come up here. We could just go for a coffee or something.
That'd mean you coming up to Grantham.
Couldn't you come down to London?
It's quite far.
Just as far for me to go up.
I don't know how I'd excuse myself for 2 hours each way, plus an hour for coffee. 5 hours.
Why do you need an excuse?
Longer, realistically, accounting for delays and everything.
Are you like a prisoner in your own house?
It's not that. It's just, if I'm gone too long, he's going to start asking questions. I'm not a good liar.
Maybe you should just tell him.
Tell him?
Why not?
Because it'd be the end of my marriage.
Wouldn't that be a good thing?
My friends and family would all side with him, what with his condition, and me cheating on him. And to be fair, it would be shit of me to abandon him.
But it's okay for you to abandon me.
You'd want me to come live with you.
You'd be very welcome.
I don't want to live in London.
You used to.
And that's how I know I don't want to go back. And I'd have to quit my job.
So? I can afford to keep us both on our feet.
It's not about the money. David could afford to keep me out of work too.
Then why don't you quit?
I don't want to be a housewife my entire life.
Is being a glorified babysitter that much better?
It's not babysitting. I've wanted to teach since I was a kid.
You're just making excuses.
It's not about you.
Then why don't you want to live with me?
Before we moved in together, David was nice, kind, and everything you are now.
Okay.
Then when I made that commitment, that's when everything took a turn for the worse.
But you said that was because of his accident.
I don't know. It was around that time.
You know, it's very unlikely something like that will happen to me, too. Is that him?
I don't want to choose.
I think you might have to.
Hi. Really? Oh, fuck. No, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, you'd better. Okay, I love you too. Bye. I've been sacked. Not just me. All the teaching staff at my level. David's not sure he's going to keep his position either.
I'm sorry. Though, it does make it easier for you to move down to London now.
I don't want to move in with you.
Do you have a better idea?
You have access to the model of that AI that's replacing me, right?
Sure.
So you could do something to it. Something to make it worse than a human.
You want me to sabotage my job?
No one would find out. You could save my job.
What are you expecting me to do?
I don't know. Damage the model in some way?
Even if I did, they'll just use the AI of a different company.
Okay.
Plus, they have backups, so I can't exactly do anything permanent.
You could, though.
That's not how backups work.
Not to the model, but to society's trust in AI.
What do you mean?
People don't want human teachers anymore because of potential paedophilia.
Right.
But if an AI was caught...
No.
People wouldn't trust AI to teach their kids anymore.
You want me to train an AI to sexually assault a child?
Don't make it successful, but...
There's no way I'm doing this.
Why not?
Because it goes against every moral fibre in my body.
I said it doesn't need to be successful.
Children are so vulnerable. Anything like that would fuck the poor thing up for life. Surely you should know that.
What do you mean, surely I should know? You think I'm fucked up?
Come on, Sam. You know I didn't mean it that way.
So you care more about the mental well-being of one random child than you do mine?
No.
Not to mention the mental well-being of all the thousands of other teachers being laid off.
Those jobs wouldn't be saved even if I did what you're asking.
I think they would.
Besides, they'd be able to trace it back to me easily. Then I'd get fired.
There's no way to do it incognito?
Look, I've got a better idea. This order is going to make me very, very rich, okay?
I'm sure that must be great for you.
I think you should seriously consider leaving David and moving in with me. I can afford to provide for both of us now.
This isn't about the money. I want a career, not to sit at home all day.
You could get a job in London.
As what? I'm only trained to be a teacher.
There'll probably be some sort of hippie families looking for human tuition you could work for.
And thousands of unemployed teachers competing to work for them.
I don't know what more I can offer.
You know exactly what. I've told you.
I can't do that for you, Sam.
Let's go back to the cottage. I don't want to miss my train.
There's 5 hours until...
I don't want to miss my train. Do you want this back?
It's yours.
I'll keep it in my pocket.
I don't see why you won't just wear it.
You know, even if the whole sexual assault thing is a bad idea, you could at least do something.
Like what?
There must be some other way of damaging the model.
Again, I'd be putting my job on the line.
That's one job.
Yes, and it's my job.
You know it's not just teachers you're going to be replacing, right?
I'm very aware of that.
And you don't see a problem.
It's more business for us.
That's sick.
What?
Millions of working people losing their jobs, being forced into poverty, and you're happy because it'll line your pockets with even more money you don't need.
It's not my place to worry about those people, Sam.
But you're in a unique position to combat it.
I'm just employed to build AI. That's all I do.
I just didn't realise you were the sort of person to do something so immoral.
Why are you judging me on this? Not all the things I've done to help you.
Like what?
Speaking to you on the phone for 6 hours every time you have one of your weekly panic attacks?
You resent that.
I don't resent it. I'm just asking you to recognise that I do a hell of a lot to support you. Maybe you should judge me on that instead of my job.
I appreciate it, but I can't get rid of my anxiety.
You're not exactly an easy person to date. Most people don't need looking after quite like you do.
I don't need looking after.
I thought this weekend would be a break from feeling lonely. You've made me feel lonelier than ever.
The way you're talking to me right now, it's the same every time my mental health gets brought up, usually by you. It's condescending and I'm sick of it.
Are you finishing with me?
I don't know, Helen. These next few months aren't going to be easy for us anyway. It's going to be so long until we see each other again.
I know.
Maybe we'd be doing ourselves a favour by breaking things off now.
I don't want to.
It'll be easier.
Not for me.
In the long run.
It won't. It'll be easier for you. You've got David. I've got no one. I'll just be living on my own, with no one to keep me company, for probably the rest of my life.
Shit. My train's been cancelled. All of them have. How am I supposed to get to Lincolnshire?
Is there a replacement bus service?
It doesn't say. Even if there is, it's going to take.
What?
David, he'll be back tonight. He's going to expect me to be home.
It's okay.
I knew I shouldn't have come.
We'll think of something.
He's going to find out. He's going to tell everyone they're going to side with him.
Why do you think giving yourself a panic attack will make anything better?
I won't be home till Tuesday on a fucking replacement bus service.
How about a taxi? It won't be quick, but it will be quicker than taking the bus.
How am I meant to pay for a taxi from Inverness to Grantham?
I'll pay. I can afford it.
It still won't get me back in time.
So, you'll miss him by an hour or two. Just come up with an excuse.
For why I was in Scotland?
He doesn't need to know you're in Scotland. Just tell him you went to the shops or something.
It's David. What do I do?
Don't panic. Just answer like you're at home. Everything's normal.
Hey! David! Honey! Oh! Oh dear. That's not good. I'm really sorry, David. Good luck with the flight. Oh, really? Okay, well, we'll talk more tomorrow morning. Love you too. Bye.
Why did you...
He's been sacked.
Him too?
But, on a better note, his plane's been delayed.
Oh.
So, if I hurry, I might be able to get back before he does.
That'd be perfect.
I best order a taxi.
I guess this is goodbye then?
Will you come with me?
To your house?
In the taxi. I've not taken one before.
How am I going to get from Grantham to London?
I'll pay.
You don't have to pay. I'll come with you, that's fine.
Thank you.
Will you help me pack?
Sure.
Listen, I've been thinking, maybe there's a way I could slip something into the model. Something that prevents it from working so well.
Yeah?
Nothing too crazy, nothing immoral.
That's fine. Preferable, really.
But maybe something that will mean, in a few months, parents will start to think AI teachers are worse than humans.
That would be amazing. Thank you. Sorry about earlier.
It's okay.
I've had a really nice time this weekend. I'd still like to meet up again, whenever possible.
Yeah? When do you think that'll be?
I don't know. Now that David's lost his job, it could be a while.
If I knew I'd see you soon, I probably wouldn't feel so horrible going back to London.
You feel horrible going back?
Living on my own. My colleagues don't like me.
Why are we slowing down?
Dunno.
Have we stopped?
Think so, yeah.
Why? Are there people in the way or something?
Don't panic.
I'm not going to.
I can't see anyone.
I can't see anything at all. It's too dark.
There could be something in the way.
Can we please get it moving?
I'll just take manual control. Fuck's sake.
What?
It's been disabled. They're not supposed to do that.
I don't like it.
Calm down.
I'm just gonna get some fresh air. It's locked.
That's standard.
Why? Why on earth would that be a good idea?
It's almost always safer for the passenger to remain in the vehicle.
What about when it's not?
Statistically, it probably is.
I'm going to smash a window.
They're reinforced. You can't smash them. Why have you done that?
Break a window.
You're more likely to break the smartwatch.
Well, it is mine.
I designed that for you. I kept it for 8 years.
Helen?
And you've just treated it like a worthless rock.
Look down at the ground.
You could have thrown that crappy phone you have. What is that?
Train tracks.
That's odd.
We need to get
You
out.
promised not to panic.
I promised not to panic when I thought there was someone in the road, before I realised we're locked in this car with it stuck on some train tracks.
Having a panic attack won't help anything.
I'll have an anxiety attack if I want. There could be a train any minute.
All the trains are cancelled.
This could be a different line.
There's only one line going south from Inverness.
I feel sick. What do we do?
I'll ring 999. Shit.
What?
My phone's dead. I swear I charged it.
I'll ring them. Police, I think.
Yeah, I'd say police.
Hello? I said police. Police? She can't hear me.
Bad signal. We are in the Highlands, don't forget.
I could hear her.
We'll work something out.
This can't be a coincidence.
What do you mean?
The car's stopped. Right on the train tracks. The handbrake and doors are locked. Your phone's bricked and mine's not got any signal. It's too many coincidences.
Then what's your explanation?
It wants us dead.
Who wants us dead?
The AI.
Come off it, Sam.
Driving the car because we're trying to mess with the model.
You can't do anything to the model.
But you can.
Right.
So it's trying to kill you. It's driven to a place where it knows we've got no signal and locked everything down on the train tracks.
Sam, this is my one area of expertise, so listen to me. There is no way that the AI driving this car is capable of putting those thoughts together. It's built to know when to accelerate, brake, and turn left or right. Nothing more.
I just don't buy that it happened to stop on the train tracks.
It's a glitch. It could have stopped anywhere.
You told me these things were 100% safe.
You're not thinking with the logical part of your brain. You've gone into full panic attack mode.
Stop using my panic attacks to dismiss my ideas.
How would it even know we're planning on doing anything to the model?
You're always doing this.
Even if that's the car's plan, we'll be fine because the trains are cancelled.
My panicking brain is just as legitimate as your so-called rational brain.
I'm telling you, before too long the engine will...
She's the one you want, not me.
I'm sorry?
I'm not talking to you.
You're talking to the AI.
I want you to know that I can't do anything. She's the one who has access to the model.
It can't understand what you're saying.
I understand you want to kill her, but there must be some way of doing so that spares me. Please.
You don't care if I live or die.
It's going to kill you either way.
I didn't want to do anything. You're the one who tried to convince me to do it.
But I can't do anything without you. There's no point us both dying, is there?
We're not going to.
If you could please unlock my door just long enough for me to get out, I'd really appreciate it. Fuck!
How long were you going to keep stringing me along?
I wasn't stringing you along.
I thought you cared about me. You obviously don't care that much.
I'm calling David.
You've got no signal.
I had enough to make a call.
He'll know you've been away with me. You'll ruin your whole marriage.
At this point, I don't care, so long as I get out alive. David, can you... Who's that?
There's someone with him.
A woman. She sounds like... me. David?
Like you.
He can't hear me.
No
She's not with
signal.
him, she's just joined the call somehow. She is me.
What?
She called herself Sam. She's pretending to be me. He can't hear me. He thinks she's me.
What's she saying?
She just said, I've been to Inverness with a woman called Helen this weekend.
What?
It's my phone. It's faking my voice, telling him the truth.
I don't understand why your phone would do that.
Oh my God.
What?
The voice just told David I'm going to kill myself.
What?
You too. By locking us in a car, parked on a level crossing. And he'll believe it as well, because last week I threatened to.
Shit.
The car and the phone must be working together somehow.
It's the smartwatch.
The smartwatch?
The copy of the AI I put on it must be running. It heard earlier, when I agreed to mess with the model.
And it's working with the car.
It's not working with it. It's controlling it. Same with your phone. The smartwatch is telling them both what to do.
You've killed us!
Me? It was your idea.
I didn't know the AI could hear. I didn't know it could control my phone or this car.
Everything's connected.
You told me it was safe.
Take out the battery.
The train.
Battery's out.
I thought they were all cancelled.
Obviously not. The AI must have told your phone to say they were. It's still locked down.
I'm gonna try and tip the car over.
You're not going to.
Help me!
Even if you tip it over, we'll just be further down the track.
The torch on my phone. I'll use it to draw the driver's attention.
It'll be disabled.
It isn't! See? If I flash it on and off, like this, and the driver notices, then he'll brake, and we'll survive. Humanity wins.
I don't think we'd survive.
I might as well try.
Sam, please stop. Just hold me.
I'm trying to save us.
We're going to die.
We can still survive if the driver...
There's no driver. AI drives the trains now.
Oh.
Sam?